I'm going to show you how I might edit a piece of text to make it easy to grasp at a glance. For this purpose, I'm borrowing text from a tourist site called Visit Denmark DK. And even though we usually work with B2B companies, it doesn't matter because I'm just going to illustrate some general web editing principles here. A basic assumption in writing for the web is that the reader is lazy, so we're going to make it easy and interesting for them. I see the hook of this piece is being buried here at the bottom, so I'm going to bring it to the top and get rid of this nice but not necessary text. And so at the top now, I have a lead that says, Danes love their bicycles, and you'll love biking in Denmark too. Here's why. I see this as the essence of the piece, so now I have it in the first paragraph where it belongs to try to bring the most important thing to the top and hook the readers. But it's not enough to have it in the lead sentence. We also have to have it in the H1 header, of course. Normally there would be some search engine optimization considerations too, but here I'm just focusing on the human reader with a headline that now says, Denmark, the ultimate cycle holiday spot. Next, I want to make those juicy facts in the body text more easily visible, so I'm going to make them into bullets that are easy to scan. The first one's about cycle routes, that there's a heck of a lot of cycle routes in Denmark. We want that to stand out. And the second bullet is formulated in a negative way, so I'm going to change it, make it more positive. Instead of insurmountable mountains, which is what it said, I'll say that it's all flat and pretty. And the last bullet, let me just finish the second bullet here. So now it's an almost flat, entirely flat and beautiful landscape. And the last bullet is pretty good, so I'm just going to leave that the way it was. And so we're left with the last paragraph, which has a lot of good information. But I'm afraid people won't read it if we won't tell them what's in it with a subheader. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I want to just shorten the last paragraph and make it a bit more direct. So, feel like a swim, you never far from the sea. That's what I wanted to say. And then I want to follow that up with still leaving the same content, but just rearranging it a bit. Want to do a bit of shopping. Yeah, well, what if I do? It doesn't really answer the question, so I'm going to add something about that all the cities have extensive bike paths. And the last sentence, when I get that far, is pretty good. And I'm just going to leave it. It ends on a nice note that if you want to bring the bicycle on the train, you can do that. But there's no call to action. Aha. So what should the visitor do next? It could be something like this. Book a bicycling vacation now. I don't know what their call to action is, but it could be something like that. Now you can see the whole text in a glance and get the main idea, and it's much more compelling and interesting if you're the right target audience.